I'm personally done, but if you want to get into the next topic, you can feel free to do so.
Let me tell you guys the way I wrote this down because I just want to be funny. So I say it as the bullet point says, Joe Biden called us niggers. Because he did. I'm just kidding. I only wrote that down because I knew when I wrote that down.
Hopefully that doesn't get flagged for hate speech.
Oh, sorry. I knew when I wrote that down that I was gonna remember what I wanted to say. It was just like a joke though, because like a clickbait title, like that could be literally the title for the clip. Joe Biden called it. No, but I didn't even watch it because I thought it was gonna be. It's some stuff when it's cringy, I just don't watch. But I read enough that I knew what he said. You watched it though, right? No. Yeah, I didn't watch it, but you knew like he said he was talking about a baseball player, right? And he said he was like the great American Negro, something along those lines. I just couldn't watch it because stuff like that is so cringy to me, right? I couldn't watch it. Did you?
The only reason I didn't watch it is because when it comes to stuff that I'm not surprised by anymore, and this is not necessarily my opinion. First of all, you should be informed, so don't take what I did in that situation and not watch the video. Don't do that.
Same with me because we're speaking on something we didn't even watch.
But in my opinion, I read about it, so I don't know which is better if you read about it or you watched the video.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that's just why I didn't decide to watch it.
Oh yeah.
Because it was like.
It's like, okay, he said it. I don't need to hear him saying it to know that, but he said.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised it wasn't bigger news. But I think it's because it's not like he says outwardly racist thing, but you use a way outdated term. Like, would it be in 1950?
But
because back then saying Negro wasn't offensive. Like that's just what we were called.
Played in the Negro leagues.
Yeah, it was called the Negro League.
And the Negro League Commission, whatever their organization, came out and said they didn't find it offensive.
Yeah, you know.
And I don't know who's on that board, but
the term Negro wasn't an offensive term. That was just what they called us. You know. Offensive term was nigger. That's offensive. I mean, let me stop saying that.
Yeah, please stop.
The N-word. That's the slur. I don't think Negroes was a slur. It's literally just what the title of us was back then. In the if you want to call it in the like professional term, you know, that's how it was written in newspapers. You know.
The only thing I don't even know what the context of him talking about Satchel Paige was.
I don't know either. And I still feel like there's no reason to have used it because you could know a term even though it was at one point normalized, could still, like, you know, we're in a different world. That's could still come across weird to people. It actually could literally make people like probably triggered who lived through that time, you know? Because that's not a term we use today. So, as a president, but I don't know. I feel like his brain is, you know, not really all there. No offense. But you're getting old, you know? So you might have really like tapped into that time, right? Like that, you know, that he was still in those years. Something that subconsciously must have just came across that it rolls off the tongue like that, you know?
Yeah, I don't have a deep dive for this, so this was your topic.
Yeah, no, I just wrote it because I just thought it was interesting. So I just wanted to, you know, say if you think it was offensive or not, and if you think that he should have used it at all. I personally don't think I don't think what's it called? Being offensive was the goal, obviously, but you know, you can't tell people what to be offended by, and I'm sure like it wasn't offensive to me personally, but I'm sure to a lot of people it was. And I think he shouldn't have said it. I don't care in what context. Like I think if you're talking specifically about like if you're using the Negro League in a sentence because that's like a, you know, actual like, is it a trademark or anything or copyright? So that's literally what it's called. Then yeah, you could say it. But I think he just said like the great American Negro player, like something like the way he said it literally wasn't even like nothing like trademarked or anything. He just said it. I'm like, you didn't have to say that. So, what do you think?
I would not refer to, I don't know who's a famous white pitcher from back then. I wouldn't refer
Babe
to.
Ruth. He's not a pitcher, but
he actually did pitch.
He did? I didn't know that.
And then there's still some questions around whether Babe Ruth was black or white, so I don't even know if I want to call him.
He looks a little racially ambiguous when you look at some of them old clips. I'm like,
but I wouldn't talk about.
He got black in him.
I wouldn't refer to any white pitcher that played in that era as being the great American white pitcher.
Yeah, like to say the race is kind of like weird. I mean, I guess it's not weird because we still always say like the first black president. Like I feel like we as black people put a lot of emphasis on that too.
Yeah, but Satchel Paige, in that context, it didn't make sense.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Y'all elected
I want
him.
Joe Biden out.
Y'all elected him.
Yeah, like Kanye said. Oh yeah, we didn't have to talk about that, but Drake's Chance Part 2 was good. And Kanye literally said that in his thing, like black people, like he's like Democrats, what have you guys done? They be acting like Democrats really haven't done nothing. Kanye said he would vote Democrat once they start doing stuff.